Respected friends, my dear masters and gods, it gives me immense pleasure to be with you to do this presentation on molecules of meditation. And I especially thank Lakshman ji, Manikam ji, and Chandra ji for giving me this particular slot to take you through this particular journey for next 30 minutes. So to begin with, I would like to tell you that this particular presentation of mine will consist of 3 sections. The first one will be focusing on molecules of meditation in the context of masters. 2, the second one will be molecules of meditation in the context of cosmos. And the third one will be molecules of meditation in the context of Guruji's philosophies in a song form, which I have written. So let us start off with my journey for next 30 minutes. I hope you'll enjoy my session. So to begin with, let us understand the significance of this line from Bhajagovindam's song, which was already captured by our Guruji in one of his videos, wherein he says, Jayam Gita Nama Sarasram, Jayam Sripati Rupama Jasram, Jayam Gita Nama Sarasram, Jayam Sripati Rupama Jasram. So the meaning of this particular line from Bhajagovindam's song very clearly signifies that every time when a master teaches the disciple, it becomes Bhagavad Gita. Such is the powerful meaning for the words uttered by the masters to the disciples. So we as masters should imbibe these qualities by actually reading through various books from great Gurujis, listening to their videos or music, and to imbibe these qualities so that we can effectively deliver our knowledge and share our knowledge to our disciples. So what as a master we should be doing is to read various books from various philosophies from various Gurujis as well. Like, for example, if you wanted to know about body, we have to know how our body is actually structured. Say, for example, our body is divided into 5 kosas: the Annamaya kosa, the Pranamaya kosha, the Vijnanamaya kosha, the Manomaya kosha, and of course, the Anandamaya kosha. So every kosas, the Panja koshas, again, if you want to go and further explore, it is again connected to various Agnis. This you can capture only if you can go and read books from various other gurus, such as our Amargavi. So in Amaragaviyam, written by Amargavi, he says that all these Panjakosas are connected to different Agnis, the Panjagnis, namely the Degagni, the Jatragni, the Kalagni, the Kamagni, and of course, Mulagini. So all these Agnis are actually connected to our Panjamaya koshas. So what happens is, as we read, our knowledge gets enriches. And what happens is, eventually we can teach all these philosophies in a better way to our disciples. And when you move forward, after understanding these Agnis, you can step into the different types of pranas, for example. So in the body, we are connected to pranas, and these pranas are of 10 types. As you can see here, our pranas can be of prana, apana, udana, vyana, samana, naga, kurma, devadatta, kirikala, and janajaya. So all these are different pranas within our body system. And to understand and imbibe these particular qualities of pranas, we have to follow our Guruji's advice and philosophies. For example, here, to understand these 10 pranas, you have to explore into what is known as the Tirumula Tirumandram. In his 3,000 poems, he has at least written about 100 poems purely focusing on dhyana, how to perform dhyana. And in one of his poem, he very clearly says that, I mean, I am going to tell you in Tamil, but I'll also tell you the meaning of it later. He says that Aryan Nalnan, Kudurai Irandundu, Visi Pidika Viragarivar illai. Kuriyanathan Guruvarul Petral, Vari Pidika Vasipadam Tane. So, which means that he who gets the blessings of his Guru and follows his Guru's principles can easily control the 5 senses, and whereby he can also control and understand and imbibe effectively the breathing techniques. So these are one of the many meanings of this particular poem. So you have to imbibe these knowledges and advice given by various philosophers, and this is only possible only when we are a Saraswati Putra. So you have to become Saraswati Putra. So as our Guruji says, that every one of us should become Saraswati Putras. And only when you have the knowledge enough from various Gurujis, you can start preaching them to your disciples or start preaching them to different masters. So that's the reason why he always insists that we are supposed to read different books from different authors, not just on one particular author alone. So you have to become a Saraswati Putra. And once you become Saraswati Putra, during your meditation process, what you also become is your Swasha Putra. So Swasha Putra automatically makes you understand and imbibe the quality of various swashas in which you can perform your meditation. So that's how you have to start imbibing the qualities of reading various books and also understanding the philosophy behind various swasas. And as you become Saraswati Putra and as you become Swasha Putra, you can also become what is known as Prakriti Putras. The more you become Prakriti Putra, the more you start loving the nature. And when you start loving the nature, you become not only a lover of nature, but also become a part of it and sail your journey in your life, day-to-day life. And for understanding more into this particular philosophy, you have to step into understanding more molecules of it. That's the reason why I named my topic as molecules of meditation. To understand that, we have to understand how plants are formed, first of all. In fact, how the leaves are formed, and how they are all within a plant system. From where we are today and how the human existed in this universe, a journey has to be seen several million years back. So if you can follow my presentation now on, you will understand the philosophy behind how important plants are to our day-to-day life and to our life. Human is a multicultural organism. But as you know, human cannot exist without oxygen. Several billion years ago, we did not have oxygen. What existed was mere nitrogen and also a little bit of carbon dioxide. There were only few single cellular organisms existing in the universe. There were no oxygen at all, and what merely existed in this particular universe were nitrogen and of carbon dioxide. So man cannot exist, or human cannot exist without oxygen. So what happened was, in due course, there was something called a cyanobacteria, an organism, a single cellular organism, which actually had something called a cyanobacteria in it. And this cyanobacteria started reacting with the sun, and it started performing photosynthesis. And from the carbon dioxide, whatever was existing in the universe, it started generating oxygen. So it happened not just yesterday or day before yesterday, it happened 200 or maybe 2.5 billion years ago. This organism spread slowly all this oxygen across the whole universe at different levels. And whatever you are now experiencing and enjoying this oxygen are out of all these several billion years of generation from this very fundamental element called cyanobacteria. So it was very slow process which lasted for several billion years, and before the oxygen level met at this particular level what we are experiencing now. And even before that, the ozone layer was formed, and after 9,000 million years we had oxygen to start building our atmosphere, and also what we are experiencing today in this earth. So today, where has this cyanobacteria gone? So if you can see and relate this, it is nothing but the direct descendant of cyanobacteria, which was captured in the plants and are called chloroplast. So this chloroplast, you all know that is involved in the photosynthesis, and thus this photosynthesis absorb carbon dioxide and also generate oxygen. So you can see in this particular diagram very clearly that the chloroplast takes up energy from the sun, does the photosynthesis, and emits oxygen to our human. So this is what is the picture reveals, that every single human is connected to the plant system in this particular earth. So my dear friends, the output of a plant is mirrored in an input of a human. That's very, very important. You should understand. At the same time, the output of a human is mirrored in the input of a plant. I hope everyone will agree that, because just now I showed you the entire process of how after several billions of years, the plant became the descendant of the cyanobacteria, and thus they produce the oxygen what we need to survive. At the same time, we exit the carbon dioxide, which the plant should also need for its existence. Thus, we should understand the plant and the human are interconnected. So this is the first philosophy you should understand as the masters, the molecules within the meditation. This is one of the theories which you should understand and imbibe this in your day-to-day life. And moving further, how these plants are connected to pyramid meditation is another a wonderful thing which I would like to share with you in this particular journey of 30 minutes. To understand this, we need to understand the leaf formation of the plant. The very fundamental element of a leaf is formed through a series called Fibonacci series. If you can see this particular Fibonacci series, it starts with number 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, etc. and it keeps going on, which means that every single number is the sum of two preceding numbers. So if you see this number 5, this number 5 is the sum of 3 plus 2. If you see number 13, this 13 is a sum of 8 and 5. So what happens is every single term in the series is the sum of two preceding terms. So now if you can divide any of these numbers, say for example, if I divide 55 by 34, I get a number which is closer to 1.618. So if you divide any number, be it 377 by 233 or be it 34 by 21, it will generate a nearest number approximate to 1.618. So this is a magical number. How do I say this is a magical number? You'll understand in the process. You see here, plant leaves are formed dividing this 360, because you have the 360 degrees divided by 1.68. We have a degree 137.5 degrees. When you divide this one, and you can get this number 137.5 degrees. So from this Fibonacci number, we divide any two numbers to get this particular number. And when we divide this number by 360, what happens? When we divide 360 by this particular number, we get 137.5 degrees, which is again a very unique number, which you will understand in the process why I'm capturing this number. You see here, every formation of leaf in a plant is in this particular degree. So one leaf, the difference between one leaf formation against another leaf formation is 137 degrees. So if you don't have this 137 degrees, what happens is one leaf will be overlapping the other leaf, and thus it will be a hindrance for the leaf to generate photosynthesis. Thus, you can see automatically there is a system within the plant to form these leaves. So one leaf is spaced at this particular degree, 137.5 degrees. And you can see it automatically goes one by one in the leaf formation. So it has a mechanism by itself. It is a philosophy. It is a placebo effect, something which is not proven, which is not understandable by the human beings. It is by nature. This particular angle is formed. So now you can see here, these are all the formation of leaf at an angle of 137.5 degrees. So that is how you can see, and you can also go and check with the plant like this. You can see that two leaves are formed in an angle of 137.5 degree. What is the great news about all these things? You can see here, this Fibonacci series can also be captured in the form of small squares. I said the Fibonacci series consists of number 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, etc. So now let us begin with the small square 1. You can see here, there is a square, first square. There is a second square. So 1 plus 1 is the second, number 2, which is a bigger square. Then you have 2 plus 1, 3, which is again a bigger square than 2. Then we have 2 plus 3, which is 5. And this has got a bigger square. And then you have 3 plus 5, which is 8. And this has got a bigger square. And then if you see here, when we connect all the opposite ends, you can see the dot line, these dots are opposite edges. If we can connect all these things, you end up getting a beautiful spiral. Right from the snail, right from your cyclone, right from your universe, galaxy, everything is a formation of this particular spiral generated from our Fibonacci series, and that is connected to our plant as well. Be it how the bee builds its hive, or how the rabbit keeps generating its generations. All these things are linked to this particular Fibonacci series and the magical number 1.618. So my dear friends, you can also see here that the formation of a sunflower is also in a Fibonacci form 34. And if you see the anti-clockwise, it is 55. So you can go and test a flower in your house or anywhere, and you can be amazed to see that every single flower petal is nothing but a formation of this basic principle behind Fibonacci series. That's how the entire universe are all connected. The plant system and human system are very much connected, my dear friends. So now you can see how I converge your symbol in your pyramid valley in Bangalore. You can see that is also holding this particular spiral. So everything in this universe are connected, my dear friends, and especially this plant system has got a larger role in our humans, and we cannot destroy this particular plant or a tree, which is so useful in generating oxygen to us. And therefore, you have to think twice whether you want to destroy for your food these plants. Just like you pluck your leaves for prayers from the tulsi plant, you can only take those leaves, but not kill the plants or kill the trees, my dear friends. So this is what I would like to emphasize on molecules of meditation pertaining to the cosmos. So I'll recap whatever I have done so far in the 2 sessions. Number 1, I was explaining about how a master should connect himself to meditation by reading different books and becoming Swasaputras. And by becoming Swasaputras, it is not sufficient. He should also, or she should also become Saraswati Putras. They should also become Prakriti Putras, so that they start loving the nature more than being, feeling sympathy. You can also feel empathy about all the human beings in the universe. So now you can see what I have done so far is connecting molecules of meditation in the context of masters. If you had heard today's speech by our Patriji in the morning, speech, whatever he delivered, he did very clearly mention that physical body, which are group of molecules and atoms. So it very much relates to my topic as well. He also said it is spirituality which gives meaning for the digital, uh, it is the spirituality which gives a meaning for the physical body. So that's what our Guruji said today morning in his maiden speech today in this event. And it was very appropriate to my topic on molecules of meditation. So in the first part, I covered molecules of meditation in the context of masters. And in my second part, I completed a presentation on molecules of meditation in the context of cosmos. You saw how the plants were connected, how the pyramid is connected to the spiral, and also the Fibonacci series. And now I move on to the last session, where I have taken all the philosophy behind Patriji's talks from the video, and I have made into a poem which I'm trying to share with you. Those who don't understand Tamil, probably you can close your eyes and meditate. It's a fantastic poem recited by my classmate Suganti, a famous singer from Chennai. And she's also incidentally my classmate. So after writing this lyric, I had passed her to perform this particular song for me. So this one I already sung in front of Patriji during my visit to Bangalore last year. And I also sung this in front of him. And after I sang this song in front of Patriji, I had asked my friend to sing it and compile it. So now you can close your eyes and slowly meditate for next few minutes and hear the song sung by the singer Suganti.
சூத்திரமே ஆனவானமே மூச்சிலை நினைவில் ஏற்றி இறக்க வேண்டும் தினம் தினமே அதனை உணர்த்தும் சூத்திரமே ஆனவானமே வாழ்வினை பிரபஞ்சத்துடன் இணைக்கும் இணையதளமே வாழ்வினை பிரபஞ்சத்துடன் இணைக்கும் இணையதளமே அந்த அனபனவை நாமும் செய்வோம் தினம் தினமே வாழ்வினை பிரபஞ்சத்துடன் இணைக்கும் இணையதளமே அந்த அனபனவை நாமும் செய்வோம் தினம் தினமே தானத்தில் சிறந்தது அன்னதானம் அந்த அன்னத்தை உண்ணுகையில் வேண்டும் நிதானம் தானத்தில் சிறந்தது அன்னதானம் அன்னதானம் பன்றிச்சியின் பாதை தன்னை நாமும் கடைபிடிப்போம் பன்றிச்சியின் பாதை தன்னை நாமும் கடைபிடிப்போம் அதனை கடைபிடிக்கையிலே பிறவி பயிற்சி செய்வோம் பன்றிச்சியின் பாதை தன்னை நாமும் கடைபிடிப்போம் அதனை கடைபிடிக்கையிலே பிறவி பயிற்சி செய்வோம் காற்றிலே ஒரு காற்றிலே ஒரு நாள் கலக்கும் ஆத்மவிக்காக காற்றிலே ஒரு நாள் கலக்கும் ஆத்மவிக்காக காற்றிலே ஒரு நாள் கலக்கும் ஆத்மவிக்காக இந்த காயத்தை புனிதமாக உலால் தவிர்த்திடுவோம் இந்த காயத்தை புனிதமாக உலால் தவிர்த்திடுவோம் காயத்தை புனிதமாக புலல் தவிர்த்திடுவோம் தானத்தில் சிறந்தது அன்னதானம் அந்த அன்னத்தை உண்ணுகையில் வேண்டும் நிதானம் தானத்தில் சிறந்தது அன்னதானம் தானத்தில் 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 சிறந்தது அன்னதானம் 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 அன்னதானம்
So thank you very much for listening to my presentation.